Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Ringside Wrestling Entertainment. This is Joel Perez here for your Monday Night Raw review for the date of May 21st, 2018. And let me tell you, people, I am absolutely exhausted. And it's not just from this Monday Night Raw, but it's from life in general. But let me tell you, this Monday Night Raw certainly does not goddamn help. I mean, I fell asleep halfway or like 30 minutes into this Monday Night Raw, and quite frankly, can you blame me? Can you blame me when we're seeing Sami Zayn bring out Bobby Lashley's three quote-unquote sisters who are clearly males and dressed in drag and that have wigs on, and Bobby Lashley's response to this is coming out with that same bubbly, ridiculous looking smile that he had in the interview that he had with Renee Young and saying, well, thank ya, Sammy. I mean, am I supposed to get invested in this show? When Stephanie McMahon is starting off Monday Night Raw here tonight, I'm supposed to be invested in this show when Roman Reigns and Stephanie McMahon in the same ring is the way you're starting off Monday Night Raw. I'm supposed to want to watch this show. Well, holy shit. Color me pink. Color me pink. This show was awful. And WWE television, despite WWE as far as financials go, it doesn't need to be stated, they are flourishing. Stocks are through the roof, clearly due to the news of Smackdown Live getting a $1 billion deal to sign on to the Fox network, apparently coming to Fox in October 2019. This is all rumors, and this is all speculation, but it's a big rumor, and it's some big speculation, and I think it's true. As a matter of fact, a lot of people know it's true, and they're claiming that it is. So, damn, that is a big deal, but, you know, that could come with a lot of negatives. It can realistically come with a lot of negatives, and it comes with negatives that we've already seen with WWE's current television deal, and it has to do with that 3-hour format. The 3-hour format of Monday Night Raw absolutely destroys the show each and every single week, and each and every single week there's filler, there's overabundance of commercials, and by that hour and a half mark, you're finished. You are finished. You do not want anything to do with the show anymore. And, I mean, when you're getting matches like Bobby Roode versus Elias for the 4th goddamn time since April 8th, which is WrestleMania, you've got to be kidding me. Who wants to see that? And that's the type of quality of WWE television you're getting in this 3rd hour of Monday Night Raw. It's ridiculous. It is absolutely ridiculous. And the rumor is that Smackdown could be going to 3 hours. Now, that's more speculative than anything else, and hopefully it is false, but holy crap, that is scary. If Smackdown goes to 3 hours, that means Smackdown, which is already unbearable enough as it is in its 2-hour format on Tuesdays with WWE's writing, and WWE's writing just being completely terrible, and Logical's completely plaguing that show. I mean, just imagine that, but 3 hours. That's ridiculous right there. Monday Night Raw is already ridiculous enough the way it is. We had to endure one of the worst segments in WWE history, probably, with that Sami Zayn and the sisters of Bobby Lashley. That was god-awful. I had to endure that. But this show here tonight, not good at all. You had some Money in the Bank qualifying matches, the most uninspiring way that you could do a Money in the Bank qualifying matchup for the women ever. They had a fatal 4-way between the 2 members of the Riot Squad, being Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan, and then you had Natalya and Dana Brooke in there. Are you kidding me? That's not something I want to see on my television. You had a Braun Strowman versus Finn Balor main event, which had absolutely no sense about it. I don't know why the hell that's happening. We saw Kevin Owens versus Roman Reigns here tonight on Monday Night Raw. I mean, it was typical. It was typical garbage. Another Roman Reigns segment where the crowd was completely ignored. All senses of a heel turn were completely ignored. And WWE continues to push this agenda of the corporate machine being against Roman Reigns on WWE television. Now, are you goddamn kidding me by pushing that agenda right there? That is some of the most ridiculous and downright awful storytelling that you can go for with Roman Reigns. If you wanted to tell the story of him being screwed over because at the greatest Royal Rumble, he, of course, did not get the win despite the fact that his feet, quote-unquote, did touch the floor first, fine. But the fact that you're now turning this into management versus Reigns, that just makes no goddamn sense. It makes no goddamn sense. When Reigns is receiving title shot after title shot on Monday Night Raw. I mean, he lost clean at WrestleMania, yet he got that title shot at the Greatest Royal Rumble, undeservedly so. He failed at WrestleMania, and he got that title shot. What does that look like? That doesn't look like, to me, like the management is against Roman Reigns. He main evented Backlash, despite that matchup not even having a title with Samoa Joe. Main eventing Backlash. Who put him in the main event? Management. Why the hell was he in the main event if management is quote-unquote against Roman Reigns? Why is he going over the WWE Championship match to begin with? That just makes it look, and no dummy is going to say, well, management is clearly against Roman Reigns, but he's getting title shots left and right, and he's being put in the main event of every WWE show. He's being featured prominently on WWE television as their main star over everybody else. But management is against Roman Reigns. I'm supposed to believe that. That's ridiculous. That is ridiculous. And this is the type of intelligence insulting crap that we get on Monday Night Raw each and every single week. It makes no goddamn sense. And I don't understand why this has to be the case. I mean, everybody is in a miscast role that they shouldn't be in. There's like 3 or 4 guys on Monday Night Raw who I can name off the top of my head who desperately need a heel turn. Roman Reigns being at the top of that list, but instead he continues to play this babyface, and each and every single arena he goes to. Tonight we were in Albany, New York for Monday Night Raw, and he gets the Roman sucks chance, and he gets booed out of the goddamn building. Yet everybody's supposed to try to rally behind him. That's the way they're portraying this on WWE television. I'm supposed to just ignore what I am hearing? Is WWE deaf? Can they hear? I don't understand that. I do not understand that whatsoever. And that's exactly what we continue to get on WWE television. So, I mean, this show, downright god-awful. But what are you going to do? What are you going to do? WWE is going to continue to make their money, and they're going to continue to say, well, our show must not be that bad. I mean, look at all the money we're making. As long as their revenue streams go up, they don't care if attendance numbers are going down. Ratings after this current deal have clearly proven to not matter, because Smackdown's pulling in some of the worst ratings in its history right now, or at least since the brand split right now. Yet Fox is making a $1 billion deal for that, and Raw is apparently staying on NBC Universal, and the deal that they already had is going to be multiplied times 3. So, I mean, when you look at it that way, and WWE, they must be thinking that they're doing something right. Well, let me tell you, you ain't. This is god-awful. It does not benefit the fan. It does not benefit the viewer. It's all corporate political garbage, and as far as the fan goes, they don't care. They don't care. And the thing is that they can write good storyline. You know they can. But it's like these storylines are being assembled with no care, no interest, and that lack of care and that lack of interest can be seen through the television. It can. And that causes the viewer, me, you watching right now, to say, well, I don't care what's going on, because clearly the people writing this do not care what is going on. And that is the sad state of affairs here. That is the sad state of affairs. Everybody seems, at least in that creative room, to lack creativity because they don't care. You know they can come up with something better like this. When they give a crap about a storyline, when they want to position a storyline in the right manner going into a WrestleMania or something of that manner, believe me, WWE does it. WWE does it, but this storyline, well, clearly, they don't give a crap. Or anything going on right now on Monday Night Raw, they don't give a crap. and it comes off that way. So that's your little opening rant. Of course, this is the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. This is your Monday Night Raw review. I'm absolutely exhausted, so I'm just trying to blast through this as quickly as I can. Probably won't, because you already know we got to talk about every single thing on this 3-hour show. But of course, I want to tell you guys to make sure to go check out all of the content on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. It's a smooth flowing train right now on the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel. Each and every single week, you get your Monday Night Raw and Smackdown reviews, as well as Behind the Mic. That's where we talk about all the biggest news in the WWE, news stories such as the one you just saw us talk about, or you just heard us talk about right here, like that huge TV deal that SmackDown's getting. Actually, we briefly covered that on Behind the Mic. That was a whole news story. We were talking about the rumor, and now it seems to be confirmed pretty much. We're also talking about Seth Rollins being the real man to face Brock Lesnar following the Money in the Bank pay-per-view instead of pushing that Roman Reigns initiative. And when we talk about Roman Reigns himself responding to Stone Cold Steve Austin and his allegations saying that Roman Reigns should go heel. Roman Reigns should go heel. So we talk about all that. That was Behind the Mic this past Saturday. Behind the Mic, episode number 64. Great episode of Behind the Mic. I highly suggest you go check it out. Can't miss edition right there. Big news stories. No doubt about that. Make sure to go check it out, as well as your Monday Night Raw and SmackDown live reviews. And of course, make sure to await all the great content upcoming. And the best way to await all that great upcoming content, like the pay-per-view reviews, all the breaking news stories, all the pay-per-view preview and predictions. Of course, what you can do is subscribe to the Ringside Wrestling News channel. You get all these videos straight to your subscription boxes. And if you take it a step further, you click on that notification bell. Let me tell you, you get those notifications straight to your mobile device. So make sure to click on that notification bell. Make sure to smash that subscribe button. Hit that subscribe button with everything that you have. And of course, make sure to like this video if you enjoy what you're hearing here. Dislike if you don't. I'm absolutely fine with that. I like the feedback. And speaking of feedback, the best way to give feedback is the comment section down below, or the way I like to call it, enlightenment box down below. I like to think that I'm doing my fair share of enlightening up here in the video section of this entire thing. But, of course, make sure to tell me what you guys are thinking right there down in the comment section below. Make sure to tell me, what did you think of Monday Night Raw? What do you think is going to happen at Money in the Bank? Who do you think is going to win Money in the Bank? Do you think Monday Night Raw is in a terrible state of affairs? Do you like what you're seeing on Monday Night Raw? Leave it all in the comment section below. I want to hear it, because for now, ladies and gentlemen, we're going straight into the Monday Night Raw review. And Monday Night Raw here tonight, to say the least, started off with Kurt Angle and the witch herself, Stephanie McMahon. So, of course, right here on your Monday Night Raw review, let's get right to it. I'm going to play the segment for you guys, and of course, I'm going to give you my thoughts on this very segment. Of course, when it is done here playing, I'm going to play you guys the little YouTube clip that WWE puts up on their YouTube page, or WWE.com, or the WWE app, or whatever the hell it may be. But here was the segment. Stephanie McMahon addresses the state of affairs going on Monday Night Raw. Clearly, she hasn't been on WWE television as of late, so WWE, for some reason, felt it was important that she make her name known tonight. And here was the segment.
Raw has been on a roll lately, and we're going to keep it going. In the house tonight, Ronda
Funny line.
Rousey. At Money in the Bank, Ronda will compete in her first title match against the Raw Women's Champion, NIA JAX. Tonight, I will be presiding over their contract signing.
Kurt, I'm just going to call this out right
Oh my
now.
God.
We've talked many times,
Her
but
voice
after what happened
is
at
terrible.
WrestleMania with you and Ronda Rousey and me and my husband Triple H, it's all water under the bridge. You're absolutely forgiven, Kurt. I hold no hard feelings because I'm a leader, okay? I'm a business person, and I will always do what's best for business.
Oh my God.
You, right now as a leader, you're here, okay? But with my continued guidance, you could be Well, you could be here, Kurt. I mean, you've been doing such a phenomenal job ever since WrestleMania, and I want to see that growth continue. Okay, but you do need to listen to me, because sometimes you let your emotions get in the way. And we all saw what happened with the last contract signing. So tonight I will be the one who is presiding over the contract signing between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey.
Well, I couldn't agree with you anymore, Steph. I mean, I could always use more room for guidance, that's for sure.
You could. And speaking of, you tend to let your emotions get the best of you, like you've been doing with Roman Reigns. I mean, you've been giving Roman far too much latitude, right? I mean, these people agree.
Listen to the reaction.
To end tonight, Kurt.
If you're gonna say something about me, Steph, say it to me.
You were the big dog. You were the leader.
Oh my.
But if you're going to continue to let this Samoan temper get the best of you, then Roman, you might just have to look for another line of work.
Maybe you should watch your tone when you talk to me. Otherwise, I'm gonna take this Samoan temper of mine and I'm gonna destroy all your favorite superstars.
I don't play favorites. That's beneath me.
You don't want me anywhere near that Universal Championship or that Money in the Bank contract.
You lost your qualifying match, okay?
Listen to
So
the
if you
reaction
wanna
when she says
take
that.
that up with someone, you go take it up with Jinder Mahal.
I already did.
After you speared Jinder through that wall and
Finally, somebody
he couldn't compete
abused.
his qualifying match, I stepped up. I grabbed the brass ring and I became the final Raw participant in the Money in the Bank ladder match.
And listen to that
You
reaction.
people love chanting stupid stuff. How about chanting something smart for once? Something Roman deserves to hear. Something Roman needs to hear. And that
Roman
is
sucks?
thank you, Roman. Come on, everybody. Thank you, Roman. Thank you, Roman. Thank you,
Nobody's
Roman.
doing it.
But as much as I like you, there is something I disagree with.
And you see, like, it's like they're aware of it. They're aware of the reaction, but you're not doing anything about it. You are not doing anything about it, so thus you're ignoring it. Roman Reigns, like, why is it only somebody else who's allowed to bring it up? Why is it only a Kevin Owens who's allowed to poke fun at the reaction that Roman Reigns gets? Or a John Cena-esque person? But Roman Reigns himself never addresses that crowd reaction. Never does. And it's like, at least John Cena, when he was being booed and all this crap, he'd be like, well, everybody, some people like me, some people hate me. I love it. I love the reaction that I get each and every single week. Roman Reigns just comes out here, he gets poured in booze, and still tries to be the babyface of the company. You've got to be kidding me. And they put him in ridiculous storylines like this. You got to be kidding me. You got to be kidding me. But continuing on here.
You on, and that is the fact that Stephanie McMahon is right when she says she does not play favorites. I am living proof of that. Because look at the facts. I had well-documented issues with her brother, with her father, and that did not stop Stephanie from pursuing me and positioning me as the cornerstone of her roster. And you know why that is? Because Stephanie McMahon knows talent when she sees it.
And he puts his arm on Stephanie.
Do not ever do that ever again. Do not touch me.
That's fair.
But I don't play favorites. And I tell you what, I am going to do what's best for business. Roman, I'm going to give you a chance to work off that temper. Kevin, I'm going to do something I think all these people really want me to do right now, and that's make a match between you and Roman Reigns. And that match happens right now.
Oh, God. Did you listen to the crack in her voice? What a... listening to Stephanie McMahon on Monday Night Raw is god-awful. God-awful. This segment was terrible. Again, more bullshit with Roman Reigns. But I'm not going to go on this rant again. You can literally find the same rant on Roman Reigns and the ignoration of the crowd and just nothing clicking ever with this guy. And did you hear the cuts in the video too? It was not like that. It was not like that. People would boo, like when Stephanie McMahon said that line about how Roman Reigns should find work elsewhere if he continues with this temper. Everybody cheered the hell out of that line. They cut it out. Quick back and forth between Roman Reigns and Stephanie McMahon. And very forced verbiage, might I add. Clearly overly scripted is Roman Reigns and continues to be terrible on the microphone. But we move over to Roman Reigns versus Kevin Owens, and let me tell you, this matchup wasn't even anything great. Where last week, Kevin Owens and Seth Rollins put out a barn burner of a match. Look at this. 1 week later, Roman Reigns and Kevin Owens cannot do the same. So, that just right there, that little nudge tells you where the real man of the WWE is. But either way, Jinder Mahal with taped up ribs comes out and he causes this matchup to end in DQ. He assaults Reigns, I forget how, but Owens returns to the ring for the double team. The music hits and out comes Intercontinental Champion Seth Rollins trying for the save. Rollins hits the ring and unloads on all three heels, clearing the ring as we go back to commercial. And what else is this going to result in then? Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins versus Kevin Owens and Jinder Mahal in a tag team match. If you think anybody cared about this crap, nope, this is the most basic route that you can possibly goddamn go, and WWE chose to go that way. And of course, Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns won. Normal, boring, pretty much simplistic tag team match. Who cares? Who cares? And this is what Monday Night Raw has come to, because they cannot write interesting television and interesting storyline going into Money in the Bank. Like, what's Roman Reigns doing at Money in the Bank? I can't tell you. Or he's going into a feud with Jinder Mahal. Why isn't this feud taking an interesting turn? Why is this feud even happening to begin with is my question. Why isn't Roman Reigns turning heel? But, I mean, they can't write interesting television. What's Seth Rollins doing going into Money in the Bank? That's a great question as well. And you have to diverge into putting these guys in meaningless tag team matches that nobody ever could possibly care about. And it just completely derails any momentum this show could possibly have going for it. It's ridiculous. It is ridiculous. That is the word to describe Monday Night Raw. I don't know how many times I've said ridiculous, but that's the word to describe Monday Night Raw here tonight, because nothing makes sense. And this tag team matchup is just a basic goddamn example of just absolutely no creativity in the way the show is booked. So Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns pick up the win. Yee-hee! And later in the night, a Intercontinental Championship matchup between Jinder Mahal and Seth Rollins was announced. Oh my god, I'm jumping out of my seat to see that one. Except, wait, I'm not. That sounds awful. But you know what? Seth Rollins and Jinder Mahal are probably going to have a great match next week, because that's how good Seth Rollins is. And Seth Rollins is probably going to bring Jinder Mahal to a fantastic affair. That's what I'll say about that. And Jinder Mahal, he's gotten better in the ring. That doesn't mean I forgot the botch between him and Jeff Hardy at the Greatest Royal Rumble. That was god-awful. But Jinder Mahal has gotten better in the ring, and he can be carried, I say, much more than he could 1 year ago. And actually, 1 year to the day is when Jinder Mahal won the WWE Championship. But I'll tell you, Jinder Mahal now can much more be carried to a good match, much more than he did before. And I think Seth Rollins is at the level where he can do that. But Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns win this matchup. Who cares? From here, we go to one of the worst segments that I think I can ever see on WWE television. This was absolutely mind-boggling television, and I was just scratching my head wondering who the hell let this air on the USA Network here tonight. What the fuck? This was ridiculous. Here was the segment. Sami Zayn and Bobby Lashley, as an ad plays here, excuse me, let me mute this as I give you my little intro, but Sami Zayn, Bobby Lashley ends in a disrespectful hoax. That's the little segment, or the little name of this segment here. This is ridiculous. I had to endure this. you know what? If you didn't watch the show here tonight, you're going to have to endure it too. Here was the god-awful segment, which is honestly disrespectful only to the ability of Sami Zayn on the microphone and the ability of Sami Zayn to be put in a god-awful feud that is a joke like this.
A few weeks ago, Bobby Lashley looked right into the camera and he professed his undying love for his sisters, but something didn't smell right. So could you please just explain, first of all, just explain why, growing up, you had to carry this broom around everywhere you went?
Well, when we were younger, Bobby was mean to all of us. And for some reason, he loved to pick on me. And as a young woman, I couldn't defend myself. So I grabbed the closest thing to me, my mama's broom. And I used it to swat that snarling little menace away from me.
This isn't even clever.
Wow. Thank you for sharing.
Like, at least you could have made it funny and clever.
Now, Francis, I understand, obviously, the broom for self-defense, but could you explain why you had to grow up carrying that helmet everywhere you went?
I carried my helmet because Bobby
He's
would
not even
take
trying to
his
make a
knuckle
female
and
voice.
he would hit me on the top of my head as hard as he could. And he made me cry until I saved my money. I went to the Army-Navy store and I bought this helmet. And then he couldn't thump me on the head anymore.
Can't he just punch you in the face?
Good for you. Good for you. Good for you to know when enough.
The hell? The
is
helmet's
enough.
not going to
Can I
protect
just
your
say that
entire
I
body.
commend your bravery, dare I say, your heroicism.
Heroicism?
And Jessica, obviously,
Corey
this all
Graves
makes
is
sense.
amazing.
A broom for self-defense, a helmet for self-protection, but I mean the towel. Could you explain why you would have to grow up carrying a towel with you everywhere you went?
This was the most ridiculous explanation of them
Well,
all.
it's real easy. Bobby would hurt my feelings. He made me feel so bad. He would make me cry. A tissue, a Kleenex wasn't enough. He made me cry so many times that by the end of the night, this thing was sopping wet. You are hilarious, Sammy. This is great. I love it. And I thank you for doing this for me. You couldn't have been any better of a friend, Sammy. Thank you.
And listen to the way he sounds. You couldn't have been any better of a friend, Sammy. Like, why are you coming out here like this fumbling idiot loser? Oh my god, so forced. Bobby Lashley is god-awful in every attempt, bro. Every single attempt. And his microphone skills are just on the top of that list. Continuing on here.
Maybe you would like it more if I haluva kicked you in the face right now and threw you out of this ring like a piece of garbage.
I like that idea.
Okay, because that is what your family thinks of you. They think you are garbage.
So at this point, Bobby Lashley gets aggressive. The quote-unquote sisters jump in, and Bobby Lashley proceeds to comically, not so comically because it was not funny, cheesily, if that's even a goddamn word, very cheesy, proceeds to beat them up. He whips the sister with a towel. He crotches one of them with a broom. And he throws one of them over the top. He puts the helmet on one of them and thumps them in the head. Oh my god, what a great segment. This is absolutely state-of-the-art thing right here, what we're watching. This is why WWE does not stand for World Wrestling Entertainment. You know what? It doesn't even stand for Walk with Elias. It stands for World's Worst Entertainment. This was in no way entertaining. This was one of the worst segments I think I will ever lay my eyes upon. Bobby Lashley is awful. This is disrespectful to the talent of Sami Zayn, and this feud is an absolute piece of crap. I remain with my belief that I have been stating over the past couple weeks that Bobby Lashley is one of the most useless, oh my god, what a botch on my part, one of the most useless signings in WWE history. And this was an absolute waste of money. You know, you have $1 billion from this Smackdown deal. Bobby Lashley is certainly a waste of that $1 billion. Let me tell you that much. God-awful stuff. God-awful stuff. Bobby Lashley stands tall. Who the hell cares? We move on to Ember Moon versus Alexa Bliss. Why is this match happening? Well, there's no reason for that one. There's no reason for anything that goes on WWE television. So, I don't know. But I didn't even watch this match. This was around the time that I was fall asleep, and I'm sure it was a good one. But Ember Moon turns out the winner here, and she gets the Eclipse on Alexa Bliss. So it seems like the Alexa Bliss little jargon here is over. I don't know. Stephanie McMahon is backstage when Finn Balor walks in with Braun Strowman looking for Kurt Angle. Stephanie says this was Kurt's office, but he was nice enough to let her borrow it. She's made a few changes, including a photo of Vince McMahon on display. Holy crap. Balor and Strowman want a rematch against Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre says they're not a real tag team and will be against each other at Money in the Bank. Wait, Balor and Strowman want a rematch against Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre. Stephanie, okay, yeah. I thought she says that Drew McIntyre and Finn Balor and Dolph Ziggler were not a real tag team. Excuse me, I needed to read that again myself. Either way, Stephanie says they're not a real tag team and will be against each other at Money in the Bank, referring to Balor and Strowman, of course. Excuse me. And she wonders if Balor blames Braun for coming up short last week. They exchange a look, and it sounds like she's right. Stephanie makes Balor versus Strowman for tonight, which was actually the main event, and Braun crushes an apple in his hand and says he likes competition. So there you go with that. That was the main event of the show, and it actually turned out being a pretty good matchup, that was. Either way, we moved on to No Way Jose versus Baron Corbin, and surprisingly enough, this was a good matchup. No Way Jose and Baron Corbin. No Way Jose's like 6'7". Baron Corbin clearly tall in his own right. Both of these guys, some big guys, and they were really moving in this matchup. This is the pace that I would like Baron Corbin to keep when he's in the ring with some smaller guys. I mean, this was, by all intents and purposes, better than I would say it had any right to be. Now, it wasn't the most amazing thing in the world. I wouldn't even say it was a very good matchup. It was good. It was good. And No Way Jose and Baron Corbin delivered. No Way Jose showed aggression, and that's the difference when everybody compares Adam Rose to No Way Jose. The difference is No Way Jose shows a lot of aggression in the ring, and he's very serviceable in the ring. So No Way Jose, hopefully he continues to be pushed in a prominent role, but Baron Corbin did get the win here tonight after hitting that deep six, followed it up with an end of days. Wish the matchup would have went a little bit longer, but of course that was not the case here tonight. Baron Corbin picks up the win. What does that mean? I mean, that's where the issue comes. Wins and losses, what does it mean? Jack shit. What does Baron Corbin get? An imaginary pat on the back, I guess. Either way, Kurt Angle's backstage trying to get cell service when Chad Gable approaches. They talk about Gable possibly being in a Money in the Bank qualifier when they're interrupted by Drew McIntyre and Dolph Ziggler. The best thing on Monday Night Raw right now, no doubt about it. Either way, Drew says they beat two of the best Raw has to offer last week, Finn Balor and Braun Strowman, and they'd love to do it again, but decisions are now above Angle's pay grade. Gable says they think they're special. Drew says because they are, as he steps to Gable. Ziggler mocks Gable next. Gable is ready to fight. Angle gets in between them and says they will settle in the ring tonight. Drew and Ziggler walk off as Gable and Angle look on. Angle calls them jackasses. Either way, we move on to another repeat matchup here tonight on Monday Night Raw. It was the B Team versus Breezango. The B Team won again, fluke victory. I'm not commenting on that. I commented what I thought about the B Team versus Breezango last week. I mean, you beat Breezango. Congratulations. Who the hell cares? That's all I got to say about that. They're trying to build up the B team to like go up against Bray Wyatt and Matt Hardy. You might as well, because there's no tag teams on Monday Night Raw to begin with. But whatever. Who cares? Moving on here. We go to the contract signing between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. And let me tell you, I actually enjoyed this segment. I will go as far as to say that. I thought that Ronda Rousey in this segment came off very well, and it was rumored, and we talked about this on Behind the Mic episode number 64, which cheap plug you should all totally go check out, by the way, as I hold a smile on my face. But either way, it's Matt Hardy's birthday as I'm looking through WWE's YouTube channel here. Happy birthday to Mr. the Leader of Worlds, Matt Hardy. He, of course, is wonderful. Yes. Either way, happy birthday to Matt Hardy. As I completely lost track of whatever the hell I was saying. I was just looking through WWE's YouTube channel. They have a video of Bray Wyatt wishing Woken Matt Hardy a happy birthday. But that is besides the point, because speaking of the contract signing, they executed the Nia Jax heel turn in this segment, I believe. It wasn't the biggest thing, but Nia Jax, whether or not this is an official heel turn and they want to revert her to her babyface role, she did admit that she does want to take advantage. It was Stephanie McMahon instigating here, trying to get under the skin of Rousey, trying to get some heat between these two women. I mean, if you go back and watch that segment between Randy Orton, Jeff Hardy, and The Miz TV, clearly The Miz was trying to get some beef between Orton and Jeff. It never came to be. Stephanie McMahon was playing the role of The Miz, if you remember that segment from Smackdown a couple weeks ago. She was playing that role in this segment, and this time she actually did get Nia Jax to respond, and Nia Jax said, you know what? I'm tired of you getting all the publicity. I'm the Raw Women's Champion, and if beating you is what it takes, I'm stronger than you. Stephanie just said it. I'm stronger than you. I'm bigger than you, and you can't get that arm bar on me. So you know what? If beating you is what it takes to further my name, that is exactly what I'm going to do. So that's what Nia Jax said here. That is what Nia Jax said here in the segment, and Ronda Rousey with that fantastic line. And I mean, people thought it was fantastic when we were building towards WrestleMania, and she said it to Stephanie McMahon. Now Ronda, she has those facial expressions down, and she has the intensity down when she speaks. She was like, you know what, Nia? I'm going to win that Raw Women's Championship. On top of that, I'm going to break your arm. That was fantastic. I'm going to play you guys a segment. You can hear exactly what I am talking about. I enjoyed the hell out of this. Ronda is no longer all smiles. Now, she's all business. And you know what? She was looking good here tonight to top it off. Here it is. Ronda Rousey vows to take Nia's arm and, of course, her championship here tonight on Monday Night Raw.
How does it feel to leapfrog the entire Raw Women's division? Women who you have said are actually far more deserving of this championship opportunity than yourself.
Steph, I know what you're trying to do, but I know that a lot of women deserve this title shot more than me. But Nia didn't challenge them. She challenged me.
No, you're right. You're right. Nia
and I like how they brought that
you.
up.
And why did Nia Jax challenge you? And I think that's because Nia is trying to make a name for herself at your expense. You have never competed in a singles match here in WWE, not once. And you, my friend, are ripe for the picking. Nia also knows that you come from a world of bantamweights and flyweights, and there is no weight division here in the WWE. Nia is bigger, she's stronger, she's more powerful than you, Ronda. And Nia also knows that, Ronda, you don't like to lose very much. So if Nia beats you at Money in the Bank, she knows you'll tuck tail and leave WWE forever, making Nia Jax the baddest woman on the planet. Now, likewise, Nia, Ronda knows that it took you, 5 15, 20 minutes to defeat Alexa Bliss? Diminutive little Alexa Bliss, who's
I like
maybe
how they
a
brought
third
this up.
of your size? I mean, why did it take you so long to defeat Alexa? I mean, why did it take you so long to get to this point in your career in the first place? Is it because you relied too much on your power and your size? Is it because Ronda knows the truth that you are lazy? Well, how
She
long will
is.
it take Ronda Rousey to get you in that armbar to begin with? How long? I mean, that is if Ronda Rousey can even physically put that armbar on you, Nia. I mean, can she even physically do that? You're bigger than anyone she's ever faced. You're stronger. You're more powerful. I mean, Ronda, can you get that armbar on Nia? Can you do it? Can you snap?
So you see how she's playing devil's advocate.
The truth is, she can't get the armbar on me. The truth is, I will make a name for myself because I'm going to beat you at Money in the Bank.
So she signs the contract, throws it over to Ronda. Ronda signs herself. Ronda pushes the table to the side. And they get that little visual.
All right, Nia. I'm really happy the truth came out. But that's okay.
She extends her hand. They're shaking hands. They get that visual of the stare down.
Because I am going to take your title. And your arm.
Loved it. The intensity, the expression, the look in Ronda's eyes. Ronda has an amazing stare down. She has that killer, I'm gonna fucking kill you, bitch look. And she has it down to a goddamn T, bro. And that's exactly the eyes she was using to stare down Nia Jax here tonight. Probably the best part of Monday Night Raw, surprisingly enough, was this contract signing between Nia Jax and Ronda Rousey. As far as the matchup goes, it's probably going to be absolute horse piss. I mean, Nia Jax can't work a day in her life. But that is besides the point. Ronda Rousey clearly still very green. That is not the first opponent I would put Ronda Rousey in there to begin with. In her first singles match, oh no. But that is besides the point. That was a good segment. I like the way Stephanie McMahon was used there as an instigator, and some actual conflict was established because of that. Nia Jax is now playing, if not a complete heel role, more of a heel role, and that's exactly what you needed to do, because Nia Jax is absolutely much better in the role of a monster heel. She's absolutely disgusting as this, I'm fighting for bullying babyface. No, Nia is dominating, she's physical, and she needs to get hers, and I like that mentality. And maybe this will make Nia more bearable, because she's never going to be great in the ring, but it will make her more bearable in the state that when she's in programming, she's actually being booked right, and she's actually being booked intimidatingly, and we could get some nice programming despite the matches not being the best thing in the world. But we move on here to something that could be the best thing in the world if these two guys were given 15 to 20 minutes on a pay-per-view. Unfortunately, that was not the state of affairs here tonight, but Chad Gable and Dolph Ziggler went one-on-one here tonight, and this was a very good matchup for the little time that we got it, but it ended too quickly. I want to see this matchup happen again and again, and I'd like to see this divulge into a feud. Do I think that's something that will ever happen? No, but Chad Gable and Dolph Ziggler did go one-on-one. Series of reversals and pins, but it was, of course, Dolph Ziggler who got a big super kick in. They're giving some momentum to Dolph Ziggler, and Drew McIntyre clearly seems to be the reason behind that. Dolph Ziggler gets the clean win. against Chad Gable here tonight. I don't like the fact that Chad Gable lost. I wish this matchup would have gone longer. But, I mean, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? I'm liking the momentum. I'm liking the intensity. After the matchup, Gable took a vicious Claymore. No doubt about that. But Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre continue to stand tall. I'm very, very interested to see where this stable is going on Monday Night Raw. I really am. Back into the world of bullshit. We move to a fatal 4-way for the Money in the Bank pay-per-view. Dana Brooke, Natalya, Liv Morgan, and Sarah Logan. Who's going to win this one? I'm so shocked to find out. Well, clearly it was the Queen of Hearts, Natalya. I'm not even going to tell you what happened here. Liv Morgan and Sarah Logan refused to strike each other. Dana Brooke was a non-factor from the goddamn beginning. Screw that. And Natalya clearly won this matchup. Nothing else to say. Elias versus Bobby Roode for the 976th time on Monday Night Raw. Elias wins. Bobby Roode, no momentum to begin with. Terrible as a babyface. Turned the guy heel. That's all I have to say about that. Useless garbage. Why are we getting all these matchups? You had a superstar shakeup to shake things up. Why are we seeing this matchup again and again and again? You had your 3 matches, right? And it was already enough by then. But Elias won the first 2, and Roode got his victory back in the rubber match because 50-50 booking. Now you have to have this matchup again. I don't even know when the tensions were built to have this matchup again, but WWE deemed it necessary, and quite frankly, watching this matchup deemed it absolutely unnecessary. This was garbage, and it was a waste of time. Waste of time that you could have kept these guys off of television for 1 week. It's not a crime to do that, and you could have given the time that this matchup took off to Dolph Ziggler and Chad Gable, who didn't even get entrances. He could have gotten their entrances in and given those guys 10 to 15 minutes to actually work a good-ass match like you know they could, and made Monday Night Raw an actual better show. But, of course, WWE does not decide to do that. And, again, it's garbage. It's garbage. But Finn Balor versus Braun Strowman, and they certainly got their time here tonight to put on a good matchup. And Finn Balor and Braun Strowman, they put on quite a good matchup here tonight. I mean, Braun Strowman, a lot of people question his in-ring ability. I'm kind of iffy on his in-ring ability when he goes into some matches. But here tonight, he proved exactly why he's in the position that he's in. He's great. He's absolutely great in every capacity. Never going to put on the most technical match. Never going to put on the greatest match. But this was very, very entertaining. It told a good story. It always kept a nice pace, did this matchup. Finn Balor, he tried to come back multiple times in this matchup from a clear beatdown that Braun Strowman was always going to have. There was a great spot where Strowman, he got outside the ring and he was going to do that thing where he just completely runs over you, just like he's been doing to Kevin Owens over the past couple weeks. And Finn Balor caught him into a sling blade, caught a coup de grace on the outside from the top of the barricade. They tried to get that count-out win for Balor. Strowman, being the monster that he is, got back in. And the best thing about this matchup in my eyes was the way that Braun Strowman executed that power slam. The way the power slam should be executed for Braun Strowman is that he catches you from some height, or he catches you when you have a drift of momentum coming off the ropes and he hits it real quick. I hate it when he just keeps you on his arms for like 30 seconds and then he hits the power slam. And he actually reverted to doing that because he hit the power slam for a second time to ensure that the victory was his. But the first time he hit the power slam, Finn Balor was coming off the ropes, scoops him up real quick, big power slam. That looks impactful, and that looks like it's coming out of nowhere. It gives the finisher some like oomph to it. When you just hold him up in the air, it looks like a normal power slam. So Braun Strowman clearly gets the win here tonight. Never expected Finn Balor to beat Braun Strowman. But the amazing thing is here, Finn Balor got more offense in than Braun Strowman, and he actually stood a chance and looked good in the process of being in the ring with Braun Strowman here tonight, way more than he did back in December against Kane. You got to be kidding me with that one. But Braun Strowman, this is why you got to put the guy in singles matches. He's absolutely fantastic in this role, bro. He's been, since WrestleMania, He's been in tag team matches. This is his first singles matchup since WrestleMania on Monday Night Raw. You've got to be kidding me with that statement. It's been 2 months. 2 months since Braun Strowman's been in a singles match. And even at WrestleMania itself, he was in a tag team match, quote unquote. So Braun Strowman, this is his first singles match, and he flourished. And he looks like the monster that he was looking like last year. Absolutely fantastic. Throughout this matchup, he was yelling at Finn Balor, "You got pinned last week." That was great. That was great. Bringing up the storyline, bringing up why these guys might have some tensions. Like, it makes sense. It makes sense, and Braun Strowman flourishes in that capacity. It allows the guy to look good. It allows the guy to look like what he is, and that is a monster. A monster. And he shines here tonight in this role. Main event of Monday Night Raw, Braun Strowman comes out on top. And I believe that after the match, we actually picked up Finn Balor. And he showed him a side of respect. It looked like he was going to power slam him again. No, I think they shook hands or something. And Strowman stood tall to end off Monday Night Raw. Strowman, besides going into the Money in the Bank ladder match, really not too much direction right now on Monday Night Raw. You got to wonder what's going to be the direction of Strowman coming out of Money in the Bank. I'm personally thinking that we're going to see a colossal affair between Drew McIntyre and Braun Strowman going into SummerSlam. I don't know, but Strowman looked good here tonight. It was the first sign of hope coming out of WrestleMania that we're going to see that Strowman of old more so than we're going to see this pussified version of Braun Strowman that we've been seeing over the past couple of weeks. I still stand by the fact that Finn Balor is somebody who needs a heel turn. Same thing with Bobby Roode, bro. You hear me ranting and raving about the fact that him and Elias are having the fourth matchup in a row. I mean, it makes no sense to me. But I mean, everybody on Monday Night Raw seems to be miscast. They seem to be in a role that they're not meant to be. Everybody's just a shell of what they should be. Finn Balor, Roman Reigns, Bobby Roode should all be heels. Braun Strowman himself shouldn't be playing this pussified babyface and pandering to the children that he's been as of late. Tonight, we saw semblance of some good things. There were a semblance of great things here tonight on Monday Night Raw. What we've seen between Rousey and Nia, this main event itself, Bobby Roode, maybe even after this loss here tonight, turning heel. I don't know. But things need to get better. Things need to get out of this absolutely disastrous state, which I think they're going to be in till Money in the Bank itself, because WWE has blown through their qualifying matches for the men's Money in the Bank, and you're pretty much going to have these people who are going into the Money in the Bank against each other, either fighting or, I don't even know, teaming, which sounds absolutely god-awful. So I don't know. Next week we actually have a 6-woman gauntlet match for the last spot in the Money in the Bank ladder match. It's going to be like second chance fatal 4-way pretty much, where women who have already lost their opportunity are going to get another opportunity. I'm rooting for Sasha Banks. We can see something along the lines of what we've seen between Seth Rollins earlier this year on Monday Night Raw if they put in Sasha Banks in there first. I don't know, but that's next week. Raw, not looking good. But that is all I got for you guys right here on your Monday Night Raw review for now. Make sure to go check out all the other content. Make sure to like, make sure to comment, make sure to subscribe, because for now, this is going to be all right here from Joel Perez of the Ringside Wrestling YouTube channel for your Monday Night Raw review for the date of May 22nd, 2018. Thank you very, very much for watching this video. For now, I am out of here. I will see you all next time right here on Ringside Wrestling.